Hello, and welcome back to Film Exaggeration. Hey, it's December, and you know what that means. Zero Dark 30's coming out! Yes, no better way to celebrate the holidays than to watch a movie about the killing of a man who was responsible for the deaths of thousands of innocent people. I'm kidding. After all, isn't that what we love to watch around the holidays? And to celebrate the release of Zero Dark 30, I thought today we would look back at director Catherine Bigelow and writer Mark Boal's last movie, The Hurt Locker.
And the winner is The Hurt Locker. Catherine Bigelow, Mark Boal, Nicolas Chartier, and Greg Chico.
Released worldwide in 2009, The Hurt Locker became such a critical hit that it ended up being the big winner at the 82nd Annual Academy Awards, winning Best Editing, Best Sound Editing, Best Sound Mixing, Best Director, Bigelow being the first woman to ever win that award, and Best Picture. In fact, it ended up winning against Bigelow's ex-husband, James Cameron's blockbuster epic Avatar. But did it deserve all those awards? Let's find out. So the movie begins with a quote basically repeating the movie's tagline, "War is a drug." Awesome, great, and very original premise. Taking place in Baghdad in 2004, why 2004, I'm not exactly sure, but whatever. Here we meet three soldiers, Sanborn, Eldridge, and the red shirt Thompson. They're trying to disarm a bomb with a robot, but unfortunately the wagon that it's carrying loses a wheel. So Thompson, played by Guy Pearce, puts on a protective suit and goes to fix it. Why they didn't just have the robot pick up the broken wheel and drag the wagon back to fix it where it's safe, I don't know.
Nice and hot in here.
Roger that, 150 meters.
Alright, this may be more of a nitpick and not exactly a problem with the movie itself, but I feel no suspense for this scene. Why? Because they gave it away on a poster!
Where are you from? Whoa. Where are you from? Whoa. California? Hey, get out of here, man. Where? Hey, this ain't a fucking meet and greet. Now get out of here. Go.
Well, that was pointless. Thompson reaches the wagon and sets it next to the bomb and does something. I'm not entirely sure. I think he's setting a detonator. And then begins to slowly walk back to safety. It's okay if you run.
Augustine, man, I'm a scholar on this shit. How about this? You sell it, I fertilize it.
25.
25 meters, roger that. Sanborn, butcher shop, 2 o'clock, dude has the phone.
Why is Eldridge running?
Make him put it down! Put down the phone!
Imagine if these two had been wrong and it was just a normal phone. But that would have been just ludicrous. Also, if he was going to set it off, why did he go out in the open? The guy sets off the bomb, and I can't be certain, but I think Thompson is way closer to that explosion than he should be. I mean, look, he starts running, and it seems to take him longer to get back than it did to get there in the first place. So, what killed him? From what I hear, it was the shock wave. Basically what it did, to put it blatantly, made his brain explode. You see, this is why you probably should have just let the robot drag the wagon and carry the wheel back. And wasn't he outside the blast zone? But to be perfectly fair to the movie, that was a pretty cool explosion. With Thompson dead, Sanborn needs another bomb defuse expert. Enter Sergeant William James, played by Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. Well, while you're here, can you help me move this thing?
Yeah, no problem. Maybe you shouldn't take this down. You know, we get a lot of mortars at night. You know, the plywood on the windows help with the lateral frag coming through. That's why it's up there.
Yeah, well, it's not gonna stop a mortar round from coming in through the roof, you know? Besides, I like the sunshine.
Then why don't you go outside instead of putting your team in danger? With 38 days left till the team rotates, they get to their destination and find a Humvee and another group who says they saw wires up the street. And so James decides to get in the suit and try and disarm it? Why? Sanborn even says they should use the robot, but James says no. I guess the movie is trying to say he's tough, but it just makes him look like an arrogant moron.
He's a rowdy boy. He's a wreck.
Exactly. James sets off a smoke grenade so the others can't see him. Okay. And a taxi breaks through, heads for James, and then just stops when he pulls out a gun. And, then they all just stand and watch. Then he backs up. Then they arrest him. Well, that was pointless.
Well, if he wasn't an insurgent, he sure the hell is now.
Roger that. That's real funny.
James reaches the bomb to disarm it, and he does. But wait a minute.
Secondary.
Shit. Take cover. Get in the wall. Get in the wall.
Cool, that'll look great on the poster. Don't worry though, James takes care of it rather easily, even showing off to the guy who set them up.
That wasn't so bad. Our first time working together. What do you think?
I think us working together means I talk to you and you talk to me.
Are you going on a date, Sanborn?
No, we're going on a mission. And my job is to keep you safe so we can keep going on missions.
It's combat, buddy.
What a prick! Cut to Eldridge playing Xbox 360, despite the fact that that system wasn't released until 2005. He talks to another soldier, the group psychologist named Cambridge, about how he's afraid of dying, showing how paranoid he is.
Yo, what's up, my nigga? What's up, man? What's up? You cool? Come on, you want the cool shit?
This kid's gonna become important, isn't he?
I need to talk to you about something before we go out again.
What's up?
Yesterday. Wasn't cool.
Yeah, I know. You'll get it, though. You'll get it.
What an asshole.
The next day, a building is evacuated due to a car bomb. James insults an officer and heads over to disarm it. And just as a side note, can you notice something about the way this movie is shot?
It's coming from over here!
The camera never stops moving, and the editing is really choppy during the action scenes. I guess they were trying to make it like a documentary, but it isn't. It's clearly supposed to be like a regular movie since we get shots that no cameraman would be able to get. I don't really ever get motion sickness. Hell, one of my favorite movies is Cloverfield, but the shaky cam in this movie can get really annoying during the action scenes. James opens the trunk and sees the amount of explosives.
What's he doing?
I don't know.
What are you doing? There's enough bang in there to send us all to Jesus. I'm gonna die. I wanna die comfortable.
What?
Getting ready to put me on YouTube.
YouTube didn't exist until 2005, but whatever. When Sanborn notices all the people watching them, he tells James they need to leave. James doesn't listen and throws the headphones out.
Hey, James! Sergeant Sanborn is asking if you'll please put your headset back on.
Okay, if you want to be an asshole, that's fine, but you at least have to be a likable asshole. To cut a long story short, he disarms the bomb.
Hey, James.
Ha! The little boy from earlier, named Beckham, is playing soccer, but James decides to place a bet with him, which he loses. I guess this is the movie's way of trying to make James more likable, but really it just comes off as kinda contrived. The three find four armed men who they believe to be terrorists.
Down, motherfucker! O'Brien! Put your gun down now! Put your gun down!
Advance.
Pistol, off your hip, now!
What do you want me to do? Keep my hands up or take off the pistol?
Keep your hands up.
Okay. Easy.
Got it!
Can I touch my fucking head now?
Slowly.
We're on the same fucking side, guys.
I could have died. They need a wrench for their tire, but before they can fix it, a shootout ensues. I have to admit, this is a pretty cool scene, despite some overly shaky cam and several parts where they're just waiting for something to happen. But it does have some good suspense. James actually shows some good qualities, and a few people die. Unfortunately, it goes on for so long and eventually just becomes tedious. In the end, they win. That night they celebrate. James tells them about his wife and son, and Sanborn and James have a little fight. By little, I mean Sanborn hits James, James hits Sanborn, then punches him to the ground, then starts riding him like a horse. Movie, you were actually starting to make me like him in that last scene, but you're starting to ruin it. With 16 days left, the group heads into an abandoned building and... No! The kid we only saw in 2 scenes is dead! Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate Beckham, but we barely knew him. All we knew about him was that he played soccer and sold DVDs. Other than that, this death has no more weight than just a kid dying. Although I will say the cutting him open scene was pretty hard to watch. Outside, Cambridge is killed in an explosion, which causes Eldridge to become upset.
Get back! Get down!
Stay back!
Stay back, Sanborn! Keep him back! Anyone hurt?
Cambridge!
And I actually feel really sorry for Eldridge here, even though him and Cambridge didn't have that much more screen time than James and Beckham. He's a much more likable character than James, and I actually feel sorry for him in this scene. The next day, James threatens Beckham's boss, orders him to take him to Beckham's house, leaves the base, breaks into a house. My God, how has this guy not been arrested yet? And all this for a boy he barely knows. But it turns out it's just the home of a professor and his wife who quickly kicks him out. Well, that killed 10 minutes. The group goes to a scene where a tank exploded. We get some pretty disturbing footage, but then James decides to go find the guys who did this. In the dark. In the open. With only 2 other people. Despite the fact that this is a crazy fucking idea, Sanborn and Eldridge follow to help. They come to a small town, James decides to split up, and Eldridge is captured. Well, no shit. Maybe having your group of 3 people split up in a city where you followed terrorists to wasn't such a hot idea. The other 2 find him and his captors in an alleyway and...
Go!
Eldridge, you okay? Oh, shit. He's hit, man. You hit him in the fucking leg.
Well, of course he got hit. You just blindly shot at him.
Kid, what's up, man? Hey, booming, man. What's up, man? Wanna buy some DVDs? Wanna play some soccer?
Wait. So you mean Beckham was still alive? So that whole time, him being dead and James trying to find his captors, which took up like 20 minutes of the movie, that was completely pointless? Why did James think the one in the building was Beckham? Why didn't the boss just tell him Beckham was still alive? Oh, and by the way, this is the last time Beckham is ever seen or mentioned. Bye!
How you doing, buddy? Doc said you're gonna be okay. My fucking femur's shattered in 9 places. He said I'll be walking in 6 months if I'm fucking lucky. Yeah, 6 months ain't bad, huh? It's not bad. Fucking sucks, man. Take it easy, buddy. You see that? Fucking see that? That's what happens when you fucking shoot someone, you motherfucker.
Okay, I'm just going to assume that we weren't supposed to like James.
Sorry. Sorry, Owen. Fuck you, Will. Really, fuck you. Thanks for saving my life. But we didn't have to go out looking for trouble to get your fucking adrenaline fix, you fuck.
2 days left. They find a man who was forced to have a bomb strapped around him. James tries to disarm it, but despite disarming almost 890 bombs before, this is the one he can't do and leaves the man to die. A pretty cool scene, although I'm not exactly sure why I should care, seeing as that every adult male Muslim we've seen in this movie has either been an idiot or a terrorist. On the way back to base, Sanborn says that he doesn't want to be there anymore. He wants to go home, see his family, and have a son, and not have to worry about dying every day. You know, I actually feel really sorry for this guy. Why couldn't the movie be about him? James returns home, and while shopping, he realizes something. He misses the rush of fighting in the war. Yeah, remember the whole war's a drug thing that was on the poster and at the beginning? Well, here's where it finally comes in the last 5 minutes of the movie.
You love playing with that. You love playing with all your stuffed animals. You love your mommy, your daddy. You like your pajamas. You love everything, don't you? Yeah. But you know what, buddy? As you get older, some of the things that you love might not seem so special anymore, you know? Like Jack in the Box. Maybe you realize it's just a piece of tin and a stuffed animal. But the older you get, the fewer things you really love. By the time you get to my age, maybe it's only 1 or 2 things. With me, I think it's 1.
Did he just say he didn't love his kid? No, movie. You can't blame that on war being like a drug, especially when you introduce it in the last 5 minutes. Oh, and so, did you care more about the kid you've met twice than your own flesh and blood? And what do you mean Becca was still alive? Sorry, but that still just puzzles me. So James goes back, joins the Delta Company, and will be there for another year, until rotation, or until he most likely is killed due to recklessness. So was the Hurt Locker as good as everyone said? Okay, let's go over the awards it won again. Best Sound Mixing and Editing. Those are pretty good. I'll give it that. Best Editing. Well, it's okay for most of the movie, but during the action scene, it just gets so choppy that I couldn't tell what was going on half the time. So, no. Best Original Screenplay. Ha! No. As a realistic war movie, the characters do too many stupid things, and as a regular action movie, it's boring. Best Director. Catherine did a really good job with this movie, with some great production value and getting great performances out of the actors, although whether it's worthy of an Oscar is debatable. Best Picture. No. No movie that is this contrived and uninteresting with a main character that's both an asshole and surprisingly boring. deserves Best Picture. Oh, and speaking of boring, I swear this movie is about 20% padding. Now, like I said, the direction is good, the acting is good, it has a couple of suspenseful moments, and a couple of good characters. So overall, at best, it's okay, but certainly not deserving of its many Oscar wins or critical acclaim. Let's just hope Zero Dark 30 is better. See you next time on Film Exaggeration. Oh, and by the way, happy holidays.